Hi and welcome back. Today we're going to be grinding on my hammer. I've done got it in my mind what I want to do with it here. Like I said, it's a Picard. It's from Germany, so it's going to be good steel. It's just their production run hammer. It's not the high end stuff. I mean, you can get them, up into the hundreds of dollars. In the same way with getting a forged rounding hammer off of another side, off of blacksmith side or something like that. They was around 160 plus, which is okay. I mean, that's a fair price for them. It is. Some of them I just didn't like the looks of them, and and I thought, well, I watched this feller. I forget the channel he's on, but anyway, I seen him do one with a little bit bigger hammer than this. I think it was the 4.5 pound. Excuse me. And so anyway, I opted for the little over 3-pounder, so it won't kill my arm. And like I said, they all got, the heavier the hammer seems like, unless you get a super sledge, they've all got short handles. The lightweight ones, long. But anyway, it don't matter. I got it, and I'm going to make it suit me. Like I said, I only paid like $42 for it with shipping. And it come in like 3 days, so I didn't have to wait too much on it. So if I was to order a hammer from a blacksmith, it would have probably took 6 weeks, maybe, and probably 3 or 4 times the price, which is okay now. I mean, that's okay. I mean, like I said, I don't care to pay for a tool and everything, but I just thought, since I'm not a blacksmith. I try to do a little bladesmithing, but I want to try to forge out a few blades. And I mean, I'm not going to get into ornamental stuff and all this other stuff. No, just blades. And I doubt seriously that I ever tackle a sword. Forge ain't big enough. And I don't think I got enough of this. I mean, got no power hammer and everything. Although I do think I will put together a press in case I do want to make some Damascus. I tried a little bit of cable Damascus. It didn't work. I mean, that's what happens when you don't know what you're doing. But anyway, long story short is, I got a hammer I think I can work with now. And I'm going to make it that way, for sure. I mean, it's heavy enough I can monkey with it and make everything about it. Now, I looked from my last episode, I said I was going to use a flap wheel. I couldn't find my flap wheel. I looked everywhere, tore everything apart. It'll probably turn up about 15 minutes after I don't need it no more. It's usually my luck. But anyway, here's the hammer. I got it stuck in the vise. Let me turn it on around right here. I'm outside under the shed here at the forge. And let's see, telephoto in a little bit there. If I knew how to fast forward this, I would, but I don't. This is going to be my, what they call, flat die. I'm just going to flatten this out right here and smooth these corners. Instead of making a square edge facet, they're going to be round from here all the way. That's what I'm going to do with that. And like I said, all I got is the cutter. I mean, is just a grinding disc on laser here. So, see, it's all laser cut stuff. So anyway, let me get on it and let me get on my ear muffs. If I knew how to turn the sound off, I do apologize for all this. I don't know how to turn the sound off on my camera. And there's audio. No, it's auto, not audio. It's auto. Okay, I swear I don't know. So maybe it'll cut off itself when the decibels get too high. But I'm going to start right here on grinding. Like my gloves. I got another pair around here somewhere just like them. Only opposite. Oh, I hope it's cut off. I rounded the edges. I'll do a lot of that, more of that on the on my little belt grinder. I'll go back in there here in a few minutes. I'm gonna put my flat die, what they call the flat die, which is flat side of the hammer, on my bell. There's a bell right there for Picard. I think it's what that's supposed to be, a bell or a derby top hat or something, or a policeman's hat from England or something. But anyway, that's pretty flat. According to looking at that, it's a lot better. Yeah, I got to get the angle right. Right is left, left is right. I'm looking at it backwards. So yeah, it's awful scratched up. I wish I had found it flat disc. But anyway, now it's time to get on this one, and I'm going to do it in two ways instead of just the one that it is. It don't take that long, not with laser. Laser, do some eating. It takes some time to beat on the other one, on the little belt grinder. But anyway, let's get this one done so I can go in there. And, alright, more noise. Do a little bit more on this side right here. A little bit more. Let me turn it this way. Thought it might have to. Meant to go. Okay, that ought to do it. Okay, now take these hearing aids off so I won't keep screaming. Okay, it's a little warm. Now there's a little flat spot right here in the middle. Okay, the aim of what I just done was not to reduce the size of the hammer, but it was to reduce the size of here. This right here, I mean, I bumped over the top of it. You feel just a little flat spot there, less than half a dime. Anyway, I wish I'd have started with and put a dot of paint right there, or a magic marker, or blue Dicom if I had any, right there, and then ground it. I'd know to leave that dot alone. And I've pretty much done it. I mean, it's a little I'll smooth that out on my little grinder in there, my little 1x30. So, all right, and this is still, I tried not to get it too hot. I can keep my finger on it. I mean, it's a little warm right now, but it's not hot enough to take any temper out of it. There's no color change. So I bumped it around there. So let me take it back in there and get set up for the belt sander, and we'll go from there. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, I'm back. I'm set up, everything. So I think I'll work on the flat die on this for a few minutes here when I get turned down there. Put a fresh belt on the little grinder here, and so hopefully you can see it and what I'm doing. Hopefully. Oh. Alright, I'm going to finish polishing this up and taking all the big grinder marks out of it here off camera. And when I get back, I'll have the buffer set up, and we'll buff the faces. Okay, I'm back here. I've got it down to a 320. That's these are marks off of the lead screw in my vise there. Nice little ball there, both ways. Everything I just done it down. I got after the laser got done with it, and I took it to a 120 on my belt sander, then took it to a 320 on hand sanding. So now it's time for the buff. So let me get it out here. I'll be using some green rouge, jeweler's rouge, and polishing compound green. Yeah. Okay. Well, now this thing makes a lot of noise and jumps around and everything. I'll get everything here and get my this, and plus it's a denim wheel. It throws a little bit of strings here and there and everywhere. So got a little piece of paper behind it. I'm going to put a shield over it later on when I get some more room. Get out of this place here. But anyway, it's time to buff it up. Okay. Okay, this is the flat side, buffed. No sharp edges, everything's nice and round. If there's any bad spots, any high-low spots or anything else like that, buffing would have brought it out. So it's pretty close. I mean, there might be a little bit on it, but that's all right. It's not sticking out like a sore thumb, but peaks and valleys. But that's the way a blacksmith's hammer, according to several blacksmiths, is supposed to look. Every mark you have on this will translate onto your work. So now it's time to, this is 2-direction 320 grit right here, buffed down, hand sanded down. All right, and put it back on the buffer there. Okay, right there is that. It's pretty good. I mean, it's not hardly as slick as the other side. It needs a little bit more done to it, but that's okay. It won't take just a few more minutes because I'm going to end this. It's running really long and everything. So, and I'm gonna dress this hammer up a little bit more. I'm gonna knock this paint off of it and put a little better paint on it, and I'll just clean it up and do that, but I'll protect these areas when I start doing the rest of this. I'll buff this out just a little bit more, but right, that looks awful good right there. Like I said, it's a ball both ways. There. So yeah, so that ought to move a bunch of metal and everything, and this right here ought to flatten it out good. No sharp edges or anything to mess with anything. Oh. Okay, I'm back. The other day, this day or two after this will be several days. That's probably I last recorded this about a hammer. Okay, this is the one that I got the other day, here a while back, that I fixed. I polished up the face right there. Yeah, I've been using it some. Okay, and here's the round inside of it that I made of it. This was not exactly the same pattern that I wanted. I mean, I like the hammer now. It's pretty good. I like it. It's not as hard as it could be. I mean, evidently they've got it tempered to like a 40 or 45 Rockwell. So you can cut it with a file. That's what I'm trying to say. This you can. Okay, here's the one that I wanted. This is what they call the Dutch pattern, which is, I thought that was what I was getting. So I got this one yesterday. Yes, yesterday. Okay, so I've been playing with it today. There it is. This is 4.5 pounds of hammer. I have kind of just knocked some of the edges off here, and then I went out and got laser and started this. Now, if you remember the other day, or maybe I'm reminding myself, but anyway, I said that I should have in the middle, when I was making a rounding hammer out of this end of it, that I should have put a dot, a blue Dicom or magic marker or something right in the center of it, so I would know to bring all points up to this and leave that as a high spot. You're not trying to you're not trying to make the hammer shorter. You're just pushing the shoulders back so it'll make a ball out of it. So that is what I did on this one. I put this right here one time, was I marked it from corner to corner and put that dot right there. It's about the size as a pencil eraser, number 2 pencil eraser. Dot right in the center of this, and I've pushed it all back. And now I'm going to clean it up some more with a file, and then I'm going to sand it with some probably some 80 grit, and clean it up there, then start buffing it down, go through the grits and get it down. Then I'll put it on the buffer, and this side I won't touch other than just put it on the buffer. I might go to 600 on it. I took a wore out belt and just kind of wiped it on there, knocked some of the sharp corners off of it, the sharp edges where they bevel this around through here. They bevel it pretty good. Then I'm going to take and push this around right here and clean it up, maybe, and clean both of them up and paint them. They're both short hammers, both short handle hammers, 11-inch handles, both of them. Well, maybe this one's a 10, this one's supposed to be 11. But anyway, they're not that expensive, really. I mean, this and shipping and handling all was $42. That's about the same price as this one. I think this one was like that. This one was 18 at Ace. I think $17.99, something like that, $18, or maybe it was $16.99. Anyway, and they do have a double-headed one now at Ace. Since I spoke about them the other day, that has a long handle like this one. It's a 4-pounder. It's got 2 faces on it like this that comes out. It's 4 pounds. That would be a good one to have. But since I've got a 2.5 pound, a 3.5 pound, and a 4.5 pound, and then I've got the, what did I do with it? Doggone it. Had it here a while ago. Got the 1 pound ball peen that I just stuck a handle in the other day. Oh, there it is. This way over here. I was using it. Right here. This is a 1 pound, 16 ounce. And I put this fiberglass handle in it. So hopefully I won't break it again. So anyway, I'm pretty well set on hammers for this. I've got claw hammers and everything else, but I just didn't have any metal moving hammers. But now I do. Now I ain't got no excuse, except I've got to find me an anvil. My monkey anvil will work you to death. There's no rebound in it at all. Every time you hit it, it's just there. It's just, your hammer blows over with. So it takes everything in you, and it gives you nothing back. That's, if you got rebound, you can swing a lot longer. You can pound on them a lot longer because it gives you some of it back. You can take gravity down, and the rebound help you back up. So anyway, I'm gonna get these cleaned up, and till next time, God bless.